out of the question. No, I never said that. Maria! No, I didn't. Please, have a seat. Maria, would you get the other line, please? Hold on. Great Lakes Adoption Agency. Oh, hi. Could I call you back in a half hour? Great. Look, it's not gonna happen, sweetie. Because you already have one. Yes, you do. You have a baby. Look, I don't feel like discussing this with you right now. There's someone in my... You deserve another one. Do you? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Because you already have one. No, I'm not having a cow. I just don't feel like discussing this with you right now. I know it's not the baby cuddles. I'm done with this discussion. Because I said so. Ask your father. I'm hanging up now. Yes, I am. Okay. We'll see. Uh-huh. I love you too. Bye-bye. I am so sorry, Mr.
Kahn. Robert Kahn.
Mr. Kahn, please forgive me.
No, I totally understand. Your daughter sounds just like my niece. All she wanted was a baby cuddles for her birthday. Had to go to like 8 different toy stores before I finally found one. Had to wrestle a little old lady to the ground, but I love kids.
Well, you can't always get what you want.
That's true. I was kidding, by the way. I didn't actually wrestle an old lady to the ground.
I'm sure you didn't. Oh, poor thing. I'm such a neglectful parent. Afraid I don't have much of a green thumb.
Just needs a little water.
I seem to have misplaced your preliminary questionnaire.
Oh, I never got one.
Okay. My secretary was supposed to have sent you one so you can mail it back before. Oh well. She's on maternity leave, of all things, and fortunately this new girl Maria, well, let's just say things have gotten a little screwy around here. But not to worry. We'll just why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Kahn? Married?
Excuse me?
Are you married? I noticed you're not wearing a wedding ring, but some people prefer not to. My husband, for instance, makes his fingers swell up like a carrot. He hasn't worn one in years. Bad circulation, I guess. So how about it, Mr. Kahn?
Huh?
How's your circulation?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Mellons. You'll have to forgive
Melon.
me. Sorry?
It's one melon, not two.
Right. Yes. Of course, Mrs. Mellon. I'm sorry. I must have been hungry. I'm sorry, what was the question? Mary, yes, right. Oh, I mean, no, that would be a no to that question.
Yes?
Is that a bad thing?
Is it a bad thing?
Yes, in the scheme of things, would that be considered, a bad thing?
Why don't you tell me what it is you want, Mr. Kahn?
What I want?
Yes, what you're here for.
Well, I'm interested in adopting a child, I suppose.
You suppose?
Yes, I suppose. It's a figure of speech. It doesn't sound very... I'm here to inquire about adopting a kid. A child. I would like very much to adopt a child.
And what does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yes.
Like in a...
What does it mean to you, Mr. Kahn, to adopt a child? The idea of adopting a child.
Well, I suppose... I mean, it means taking care of someone, nurturing, loving, total acceptance, unconditional love.
All right, and what else?
What else?
Yes, is there anything else?
On the offhand, I have to say, that's a lot, really.
Yes, it is. But is there anything else?
I feel like I'm missing something. Like this is a test or something.
Oh, there are no rights or wrongs, Mr. Khan. I just want to give you the opportunity to say whatever's on your mind.
I see. Well, I think that's it for that one. Next.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher. Junior high, mostly English, but I've taught all subjects. Well, except for gym and art. I'm not much for either. Not that I don't like sports, or art for that matter. It's just, I'm an English teacher. Junior high.
Thank you.
I also volunteer at an all-deaf grade school. I'm learning sign language, so I volunteer. I'm hoping to one day soon teach at an all-deaf high school.
I see.
I prefer older kids. Teaching older kids. Some say it's more difficult, but I prefer it. Oh. Blah, blah, blah. I'm rambling, aren't I? Oy.
Jewish?
Sort of. I mean, my mother was Jewish. I was circumcised, but why is that?
Oh, it's fine, Mr. Khan. Wasn't really a question. It was more of an observation.
I see. Well, good observation.
Do you care for a glass of water?
Please.
All right. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationships, Mr. Khan?
Really?
Yes. We're going to need to know about your personal life. You say you're not married. Are you seeing anyone?
We're really going to get into all of that right now?
Now or later, Mr. Khan. We're going to have to delve into aspects of your life that are very, well, personal. But unfortunately,
No,
it's...
yes, of course. I understand.
So, are you seeing anyone?
No, no relationship. I'm single.
All right, and then have you ever been married?
Nope.
What about a long-term relationship? Have you ever been in one of those?
Yes, I have, actually.
All right, how long?
10 years.
Oh. And was there ever talk of children during this time, or is this a new desire?
Oh no, there was always talk of children. Not as much on my part as theirs, initially. Well, I guess that's not true. We always wanted children. Both of us.
All right, and what happened?
We never, had any.
Why was that?
He died.
Excuse me?
My partner, he died. And therefore, the relationship ended and we never had any children. It's been a little over a year now. And the desire to raise a child, if anything, it's gotten worse.
I'm sorry for your friend, Mr. Roberts. May I call you Robert?
Please.
AIDS, I presume?
Yes, actually.
Insidious disease. I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
No. I'm fine, by the way. I mean, I'm negative.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Listen, Mr. Khan, I think that's all that we need to do for today. Why don't you just take this questionnaire, fill it out on your own time, mail it back to us, and we can take it from there. It was very nice to meet you, Mr. Khan, and I apologize for the confusion with my secretary and all.
Not at all. It's bad, isn't it?
Huh?
All of it. My whole demographic, it's not doable.
Yeah, Mr. Khan, there are a lot of factors that figure into the adoption process. We've only just begun.
Yes, but then why do I feel like it's already over?
I don't know. Why do you?
Because it's not right? Because I'm not fit?
Because you feel I'm not fit.
I never said that.
Yes, but you feel it. You'll continue the charade for a little while. Let me fill out your little questionnaire, but I doubt you'll even read it.
Look, Mr. Khan, I think you're being a bit oversensitive, and frankly, you're not gaining any points here. So, if you'll please excuse me, it's been a long day, and I
Okay.
still...
Just answer this for me then, please. What are my chances with this thing? Really, I don't want to waste my time.
All right, Mr. Khan. Honestly, not great. Not great because you're single, not great because you're male, and not great because, look, the fact that you're not married, as I said, not in a relationship, not legally permitted to marry, is, well, significant.
I see. And the fact that I'm...
It's extremely difficult to nurture a child, Mr. Khan. You seek a traditional family unit here at Great Lakes. Only the most responsible, stable, emotionally capable adults are chosen.
And I would be considered emotionally unstable?
Look, I don't know what it is, Mr. Khan. Genetics, socialization, choice, I have no idea. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about this because my hands are tied. Listen, I saw the birdcage. I loved it. At this agency, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I could refer you to another agency if you like. A friend of mine works at an agency that specializes in babies with crack addiction and fetal alcohol syndrome. She works with babies with HIV as well. She's a lovely woman and would be, I'm sure, more than helpful. I also know of an international agency. There are plenty of infants from Eastern Europe, Bosnia, Russia. Of course, we'll have to be prepared for medical expenses. It's an industrial wasteland over there, and unfortunately it's caused a lot of health problems.
Well, I'm a teacher, so I don't make a lot of health problems, huh? Listen, I know this sounds terrible, Mrs. Mellon, but I don't know that I want a baby with health problems. I know that sounds awful, but why do I have to be the one to take that on?
Maybe you should go through a lawyer then. Try for a private adoption. Again, it's a lot more costly, but I don't see
Listen, thanks. You've been very helpful, but I don't think I'll be needing this. I'm glad you liked the birdcage.
Things are changing, Mr. Khan.
Not fast enough! I'm 37 for Christ's sake. I feel like I'm running out of time. By the time you and the rest of the world catch up, I'll be like 80. I'm ready now. Listen, I wasn't entirely honest with you before. I never wanted children. Peter did. My partner. I just didn't think I could handle it. I didn't feel qualified. He was so adamant, so sure. But I guess I just felt like a child should have a father and a mother. We argued over it for years. In fact, we almost split up over it. Towards the end, when he couldn't walk anymore, I was literally carrying him from room to room, feeding him, changing his diapers. He was dying in the most undignified, horrible way. But I was there to help him through. Whether I felt like I was qualified or not, I just did it. I had to. So yes, I do know what it's like, how difficult it is to nurture, Mrs. Mellon, to love. I helped someone out of this world, and now I just want to help bring someone into it. I'm sure you can understand that. You have a daughter, you must know what it's like. Pardon me?
It was my son. that I was on the phone.
Your son?
You assumed it was my daughter. And I didn't correct you. It was my son.
I see.
He wants a doll. He already has one. But this one does all sorts of things. Pees and poops and cries. And God knows what else. His father's... It's not a bad thing, is it?
I don't think so.
Doesn't necessarily mean that...
No. Well,
What was the name of the toy store
sorry.
where you found the baby cuddles?
The Toys R Us on Vernon. What was the name of your friend at the other agency?
Robert,